Hello creators and crocheters. Today I'm talking about wood bases and how to crochet fabric yarn onto one. Why might you want to start with a wood base? Well, a sturdy wooden base gives your project structure right from the start. Keeps your stitches evenly spaced, helps your basket or tray hold its shape, and adds a natural handmade feel that pairs beautifully with upcycled fabrics. Plus, wood lasts. It lets you take something recycled and turn it into something durable, something that will actually be used, loved, and lived with. And last but certainly not least, there is less crocheting with a wood base, so projects go faster. This is probably Yaya's favorite benefit. The first thing that you're going to need for this project is, of course, a wood base. We make ours on the Glowforge, but you can pick them up online in all sorts of sizes. For this video, we'll be using a 9-inch circle that has been custom engraved for my best friend. There's scissors, of course, and then these two hooks, a 4mm hook to get through the holes, and then a 6.5mm hook for everything else. This also is Yaya's favorite, so I have to adjust it all the time. Maybe the most important thing, of course, is the upcycled fabric yarn from the thrift store, and this particular one is a beaut. All right, now let's get started. Yaya should actually probably be the one showing you how to do this since she's the expert, but the benefit of me, a newbie, showing you how it's done is that you can see it's not too difficult. So let's get started. You can start anywhere on this circle, really. We like to start on the side here in our house. So the first thing you're going to do is take that 4mm hook, put it through whatever hole you choose, grab hold of your fabric yarn and pull it through the hole. So you'll have a nice loop there. You're going to have a bit of a tail. That's okay. Do not tie a knot. Just kind of hold on to it to the back of the wood here. Then go ahead and yarn over and pull through that loop. Congratulations, you just made your first stitch. You're going to head back through the next hole here, holding on to that tail. Really what you want to do is crochet around it. So back through the second hole, grab the yarn, pull through. You will now have 2 loops onto your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. It's going to feel a little awkward, but persevere. You can do it, right? Now you're going to repeat that step again. Through the hole, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over, and then pull through both loops, and so on and so forth. Again, you've got that kind of pesky little tail that's hanging out there. Just keep holding it against the wood and crocheting around it. It will disappear eventually. In fact, I'll show you that once we wrap up this basket. I'll show you the bottom and, well, I actually won't show you anything because you won't be able to see it. Works way better than a knot, trust me on this. All right, let's go again here. Hook through the hole, grab the yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. It should start to get a little easier. It'll never feel natural though. That wood is, well, it has no give, which is kind of the point, I suppose. But eventually you will get a little bit more used to it. And you don't have to do it for that long anyway. Pretty soon we're going to work our way around this entire circle, and then we're going to switch to a hook and a stitch and a method that is a lot more natural and comfortable. Trust me. In the meantime, keep working your way here. Through the hole, pull the yarn, yarn over, pull through both loops, and so on and so forth. And look at that! You are almost all the way around the wood base, just a couple of holes left. So to reiterate, in case you haven't heard it the first time, go through the hole, grab the yarn, yarn over, go through both holes. Last hole, through, pull through, yarn over, pull through both holes. Technically here we've gone through all the holes. Great, congratulations. This last one's giving me some grief. What we're going to do is one more stitch into the original hole. So this one will have 2 stitches in it. Put the hook in, grab the yarn, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Sorry you can't see very well here. I'm still getting used to recording. So great, we've made it all the way through. We need to do one more stitch just like that, but not into a hole this time. Instead, we're starting on the next phase here, and we're going to put that hook through the very first 2 stitches. Not through a loop on top, not through 2 loops on top, but through the middle of the 2 stitches. So put the hook in, grab the yarn over, and pull through both loops, just like you did with a hole, except that time it should be in between the 2 stitches, because that's what we're going to do for the rest of this basket. However, now we're going to switch it up and get a new hook. So the 6.5 millimeter, we're going to add it in there. We're going to find the space between those 2 stitches, grab our yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. We are now doing the double half crochet. So find the space between the 2 stitches, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through again. So we're yarning over twice now instead of the single time that we did before, right? Find that space, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through again. You're going to keep doing this around the entire basket. As you get to the place where you started, don't stop. Find the space between the 2 stitches, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're just going to keep going, row upon row, stitch upon stitch, until you get the desired height of the basket that you would prefer. Or whatever else you're making. Perhaps you are crocheting onto a wood base for a tray. In that case, you're probably not going to want the tray to be more than 1 inch or 2 high. Maybe you're doing a wine tote. We love a good wood base on the wine totes that we create. So those are kind of tall and skinny. This here is a basket. In this case, I decided about this height is what I would like my basket to look like. All right, I'm just going to thread this final tail into the basket a little bit more and mess with it so it looks a little bit better. I also need to do some trimming. The corners of some of my fabric yarn are sticking out here, but that's what the scissors are for. And so just a little cleanup around both the outside and the inside of the basket. If I get ambitious, I might block it, but probably not. Now let's take a look at the base. If you remember, we had a little tail that we crocheted around to try to make sure it was snug and flush against the wood base. As I do a little trimming here, I can't even find it. So that is by far the best method. Rather than starting with a knot, I would just go ahead and crochet that little tail into the stitches you're already doing. And that's all it takes to crochet fabric yarn onto a wood base. Simple, sturdy, and surprisingly meditative. With every stitch, you're blending textures, the warmth of the wood, the softness of the fabric, and the story behind whatever material you rescued and turned into yarn. Such a satisfying way to create something useful from something old. Whether you're making a basket, a tray, or just experimenting, I hope this inspires you to slow down, get creative, and enjoy the beauty of handmade work. Please like, subscribe, and let us know if you have any questions. Lovebird and Yaya.